right. We'll have to work on an official opening. But that's the theme song for our show, which we give special thanks to
Renard Queenston, an amazing remix artist. Well, I don't know if you call him a remix artist. He's just an awesome artist. If you get the chance, check out his YouTube channel at Lap Fox Official. He's got some new stuff coming out. Show him some love. He's a great guy. Awesome. Love him to death.
We'll link that down below to give him some extra special love.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so I'm not feeling the best in the world, so today he's going to be our wonderful person who's going to pretty much lead us off today.
All right, sounds good. I think we're going to have a little bit of a truncated program today, just to kind of cut things a little bit short, but I've got some topics here that I think would be very interesting.
All right.
I recently submitted a piece to Killscreen magazine, and I'm waiting to see whether or not it's actually going to get accepted. I don't have high hopes for it. If it doesn't make it, I'm going to post it on my own blog just to share it. Yay. But the piece was actually about two particular songs from Final Fantasy VI. And Killscreen's issue that's coming out is the Sounds issue. And I'm pretty excited about this. I think I'm actually going to try to pick the actual physical copy up, maybe get a subscription to Killscreen just for this issue. So I wanted to kick things off today, just in celebration for this awesome document that will soon be coming out. Sounds of games, songs in games. Jared, what would you say is your favorite song from a game?
You know, I don't have a favorite song, but I do have a favorite game full of songs.
That works.
And I think that would be Total Annihilation.
Total Annihilation.
It was a game a little ways back.
Was that on Sega Saturn?
No.
Total Annihilation?
It was a PC game.
PC? Did it have a tank in it?
It was a real-time strategy game.
Oh, okay. Never mind then. Okay, please continue.
It was made by a wonderful company called Cave Dog, who's no longer.
Sad face.
But the music was very inspirational. It was actually very orchestrated, and certain events would trigger different kinds of music moods, and it was really good music. I enjoy music like that.
Yeah, I wrote the piece on Dancing Mad from Final Fantasy VI, and I can get into some pretty epic arguments with other nerds about which Final Fantasy game had the best music, but like I think the one that makes me look back most fondly would probably be Mega Man X, the Boomer Kuwanger theme. It was just very high energy. Capcom had some great stuff.
What was your favorite Final Fantasy game, music-wise?
Music-wise, it's hard because 7 had great music, great mood music, and the character associations with the music was extremely good, especially Aeris. I don't care about this Aerith crap. Aeris' theme was really good, but yeah, I see that look on your face. But overall, I gotta give it to Final Fantasy VI. It had it hands down, and it used its music a lot, in a lot more of an intellectual way. Its music actually did some challenging things, because unlike One Winged Angel, the theme at the end of Final Fantasy VII when you're fighting Sephiroth, it was like, ooh, I'm so badass. Ooh, I'm such a bad guy. Dancing Mad is much more religious sounding with its organ tones, and it feels much more like you're fighting a divine entity, something you should not only be like afraid of, but something you should feel reverence to. And it just brings out all these complicated emotions, and you just, I don't know. It was really good. Hands down, Final Fantasy VI. Absolutely amazing.
I'll keep mine nice and short. 9.
Oh, is he 9? Man. I didn't play any...
I'm expecting some hate for that one.
I haven't.
Music. 9 has probably not the best music totally, but just from a personal standpoint, I remember hearing that a lot more than 7's. So.
Mm-hmm. I didn't play a Final Fantasy game after 7. I just never had any interest after 7. 7 was the culmination for me. It was over after 7. Is that weird?
No.
I think I just never had enough time for any of those games after that.
I think in reality, because I mean, I can probably say this without a lot of... I'm going to get some hate for this. But,
it's okay. Hate drives the views up.
Final Fantasy kind of really died after 7, because, I mean, there was nothing... 7's story and plotline is still one of the best ones.
Mm-hmm.
And they've tried and tried again, and 13 was terrible.
Really, I heard the corridor you had to go through just to get to the open world was just monstrous. Like it just took like hours and hours.
No, I don't know if it took hours and hours, but I just don't think it was totally worth the time. It was, I don't know. But I'm sorry, after 7, Final Fantasy died in my heart.
I used to think that Sephiroth was such an amazing bad guy, that he was just like so perfect in every way. But looking back, I realize now he was kind of just emo. He was really stinking emo, and I just can't get over that. Am I gonna get hate?
I'm gonna leave you alone on the screen.
Okay, oh, gotcha. That's me.
Oh yeah, that is totally you. Keep going. Keep going.
Well, it's okay. That's our. Oh, one last final mention on the music front, just because it's so good. 2 things actually. If you have not heard the theme from Life Force, the original Nintendo version of Life Force, you owe it to yourself to go and listen to that because it's amazing. It just makes me want to go blast some bad guys. But one other thing, I just found out one of my favorite nerd bands, Arm Cannon, will be playing at Nerdapalooza. And if you get the chance, go to YouTube and listen to Arm Cannon's remix, or not remix, cover of the Power Rangers theme. It is amazing. So good. Fantastic. I mean, it's just perfect as far as nerd music goes. Great stuff. But that's where we're going to leave it on there. Next, are you looking it up?
No, I'm looking up another, because you're talking about nerd bands. I'm going to bring up the one that I like if I can.
There's a really good selection of nerdy cover bands out there that's just... Oh, I've heard of Boss Fight. Those guys are awesome.
Yeah, that's the one that I've been listening to lately. Boss Fight. Yay! And that's at, I think, Boss Fight Records channel.
Geek Dad actually did a little bit of a spotlight on the nerdcore stuff on the hit tracks. That's why I'm going a little bit crazy on the music this week.
I don't think that's it. So we will look somewhere else.
Yeah. Well, we'll include a link,
Anyway.
I'm sure.
So let's move on.
Let's move on. There's been some fantastic mods in Minecraft that I've seen lately. Really good stuff.
Before we bring that up, 1.7's release date is officially tomorrow.
Tomorrow, really? I'm so excited.
So
I just can't hide it.
For some of
Okay, I'm done. Go ahead.
Wow. So if you go to Minecraft's main channel on YouTube, which I'll link below, down here somewhere, there is they posted a new trailer today. But don't pay attention to the trailer. Wait till the end where they ask you to click to go behind the scenes, because there's more of an explanation behind the scenes to what's actually involved with the patch than the actual trailer. So
Cool.
watch.
You said that there was going to be some type of millionaire-esque NPC villages?
There was some conversations that Notch had with another... I'll get the source article posted below. I can't remember where it was from. But he quoted... They've already released a little bit of detail for the 1.8 patch.
Oh, that was the 1.8. I'm sorry.
Where
I'm jumping
there
ahead a
will
little bit.
be NPC villages, possibly.
You're awesome. It's so lonely in Minecraft when you're doing single player. Don't look at me like that. It's true. I'm not the first person to make that observation.
I don't think I've ever played single player.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is like, when talking about mods, I'm obsessed with the world I've created in single player, so I don't want to install any mods because you have to reinstall Minecraft, and I don't know, can you hold on to your world you've created if you have to uninstall it and reinstall it?
I think so.
Think so? Okay, maybe I'm freaking out about nothing, but I should try some of these because, again, I'm not going to always talk about the Yogscast. I'm just going to mention them in passing this time. They did a demonstration of a creatures mod that had all kinds of amazing stuff in it, like birds. But the funny thing was the bunnies. Bunnies are hilarious in this mod because they actually breed like rabbits. So in the demonstration, he threw a rabbit into his house. Threw 2 rabbits into his house, went away, and did some mining, did some other demonstration stuff, right? When he came back, his house was filled with rabbits jumping around, and he was just looking at these massive amounts of rabbits in the house. And when he opened the door, just rabbits poured out everywhere, and it made me happy. I liked it. What?
Sad face behind it.
Sad face. Have you seen anything interesting in mods lately?
There's a lot of really good mods.
Yeah.
Actually, there's a really nice mod called Fire Furnace. which is
Ooh.
it's lava furnace. Sorry, not fire furnace. Which essentially is an add-in that allows you to put lava directly behind your furnace. And you have 2 chests on both sides of the furnace. One side you load with all the stuff you want to have baked, and it automatically does it. You don't have to put coal in the furnace or anything.
That's good. That's really, really good.
That's what I'm currently enjoying at the moment. So
It's
anyway.
fun. With playing Minecraft on normal, like anytime you encounter a patch of coal, it doesn't matter how much coal you have, you are excited to find that coal. I have dreams where I'm just finding coal, and I'm like, oh my god, there's so much coal. I'm so happy. It's just so wonderful. I get more excited about coal still than I do about diamonds, because coal is that stinking useful. Am I alone on that? Anyway,
I haven't had Minecraft dreams yet.
I have Minecraft dreams. I have Minecraft and Far Cry dreams.
Might be a good idea to lay off for a little bit then.
Yeah, maybe I should just focus on reading and writing for a little bit and get away from the game. Next topic. I've been board game crazy. How are you on board games, Jared? You like board games?
It depends on the board game. I get pretty bored easily with board games.
Yeah.
Hey, my mouse is up in the top corner. Hi, mouse. They do see this in the video.
They do?
Mouse.
Really? It's like being behind the scenes at
Let's
a
go
rock
over
show.
there. Now it's off the screen.
Do you think you have a favorite board game of all time?
Risk.
Risk is really good, but it makes you hate your friends.
I don't know who you're playing with.
Frank Insco, if you're watching this, I'm never playing Risk with you again because you're a jerk. Just an absolute horrible jerk. Anyway, what's your favorite country to take in Risk? What's your strategy?
Australia.
Australia? I've heard that a lot lately.
I always start with Australia. I don't know why. I love Australia, though.
Well, my friend Ryan, who I hope sees this because Ryan's kind of a board game nut, and I'm hoping that he'll write something for us at some point because he's really cool. But he and I were talking about Risk strategy the other day, and he said Australia is one of the best places to take. You know why? Strategically?
Why?
It has a bottleneck.
Yes.
It has one entry point.
Yes,
and
that's why I usually use it.
Yeah. So is that common knowledge? Am I like?
I would think. Yeah, you're the last.
Oh, dang. Well, looks like I'm not breaking anything huge there, am I? But Geek Dad has some awesome board game reviews. Really, really cool stuff. Old stuff and new.
You know what? You know what a good game is? It's not really a board game per se, but it is a party game.
Uh huh.
Apples to Apples.
My wife loves Apples to Apples.
And Space Munchkins.
Munchkin is cool. I really like Munchkin.
Space
I played it
Munchkin
once.
specifically because it's just way better.
Although I thought the Cthulhu Munchkin was pretty good too.
It was, but there's nothing that beats a phaser, laser, baser, phaser, mazer.
That game is great.
Pew.
So why don't we, since we're talking about like board games and games that aren't electronic, let's jump into what will soon be our new obsession. Let's talk Magic the Gathering. Fun with Magic the Gathering.
I'm totally a nerd.
We are both nerds. We both wear glasses. That makes us nerds automatically. You can't escape it, Jared. You can't escape it.
I can't see.
So, when is the new core set coming out?
Next month.
Next month.
Actually, and if you're not paying attention to dates, that's tomorrow. Next month.
Sweet. So,
15th, 16th of July.
And it's been a long time since I've been in Magic, and I've only gotten like one expansion in the cards that you gave me, so I'm a total noob at this, so I'm going to have to defer to your expertise. What is this new core set? What do they do with these core sets?
Well, of course, it's a yearly. Core sets are yearly, and essentially how they work the like the tournaments is that the core set and the following 2 expansions are used for the current tournaments, and then of course you have extended and type 1 and stuff where you get to use all of them, but it's just a rule set. They just changed the rule set around a little bit. I mean, that's essentially what the core set does. Is it just changes, it adds rules.
Yeah. Are these the ones that come with the ugly white borders on the cards? I never liked the white border cards.
I think they stopped doing the white borders a while ago.
Good, because those things were just... And that should tell you how out of the game
yes,
I've been.
that would be the white border
Oh,
cards.
they're awful. But they're useful, though. I mean, it's a good set to kind of get into the game because it's got so much. It covers so much. Would you say so? Or am I talking up my butt again?
I'm talking up your butt right now.
Oh.
But that's all right.
I think the last time I played Magic the Gathering, it was the set after Urza's Saga. Remember
Which was, by the way, Urza's seriously was the best set.
Urza's Saga, really?
No, just Urza, all of Urza.
All the Urza. That includes Exodus and...
Anytime you have rampant growth, you're in a good mood.
yeah, definitely.
Was it Overgrown, where it allowed you to play 2 lands per turn, which was like the best card ever.
My favorite card was Priest of Titania, the elf that generated a green mana for every elf in play. If you had 4 Priests of Titania out and other elves, you were sitting pretty. And my favorite combo that I ever had in Magic the Gathering, and I don't remember what set this was in. If somebody out there is watching this and knows, please contact me because I want to find this card again. It was a card called Taste of Paradise. And it allowed you to gain 3 life. What? We're in the age of the internet. Why do I let questions like that haunt me when I can just Google it? But it let you gain 3 life for every 2 mana you produced. So with Priest of Titania, I could end up gaining like 103 life per turn. It was ridiculous.
What was the name of the card?
Priest of Titania.
The other one.
What? Oh, Taste of Paradise. Taste of Paradise. It was an amazing card. Yep, there it is. Fantastic
And
card.
for all you wonderful people who don't know, I'm about to...
That's amazing that you could do that. I love that.
Paradise.
Dude, you are a scholar and a gentleman. What? I think you're awesome, dude. I'm totally giving you props. Anyway, that was my favorite card, combined with Priest of Titania. I could make people rage quit so quickly with that
Alright,
card.
I'll show you my favorite card. And this is from my favorite deck of all time, which I can explain at some other point in time. But anyway, best card ever.
Mimnarch. Ooh.
Now,
That's dirty.
Just to give you an example, I use that card heavily with Tron lands, which I'm sure you're familiar with, where you get the 3 and you pretty much get 9 colorless mana from those. So I figured that card, the Tron lands, blue mana, and I always ran a Darksteel Colossus too, but that was pretty much that in the blue deck, which was all counters. So pretty much everything you had was mine.
That's crazy.
Best deck ever.
And it's interesting, since its target permanent becomes an artifact in addition, does that also include enchantments?
I think, yeah, as long as the enchantment's a
Permanent.
Permanent,
That's
yeah.
weird, because it's like, how does an enchantment become an artifact?
just like that.
It's, well, yeah, I mean, it's in the rules, but it's just an odd idea. But I was on, just to like expose the depth of my geekiness, I was on reading the Wikipedia article for Magic the Gathering the other day. That's like a new low for me. But yeah, I was reading about all the sets
so
and everything.
tell everybody the wonderful deal you made with your wife.
I'm afraid if she sees this video,
What is she?
she's gonna.
What is she gonna say?
I don't know.
She'd be proud of you.
It's yeah, I guess she would be, but it's just one of those things that might be a little. Anyway, my son is going to be born relatively soon. He's due July 9th, so we're on pins and needles right now. But the thing is my wife is not a geek, like very anti-geek, and I love her like with all my heart. But one of the things that I like to do, and this kind of annoys her understandably, is I like to try to geekify her. And so I've been trying these weird, sneaky ways to try to get her into science fiction. I've been trying to get her into Doctor Who. No success. Doctor Who just drives her
I just totally
crazy.
thought of a song for you.
What?
The you know the Justin Timberlake song "Bring Sexy Back."
I'm
You're
bringing geeky back. It's amazing how much Justin
Those
Timberlake
other
sounds like.
nerds, they don't know how to act.
They don't know how to act, dude. We got to write this and we got to sing it together for the
No.
podcast. I'll bring in like a synthesizer and be like, hammering out. Anyway,
No.
Renard, if you're listening, we
Make
could
us a
use your
song.
help. Yeah, we'll sing to it. Anyway, the bet
We'll sing
is
to it.
I will sing to it. I would. I would make you that deal. If you can make us a crazy 8-bit remixed version of Bringing Sexy Back, I will sing the full version of Bringing Geeky Back. I will write it. I will sing it. I will do it. Anyway, the bet is that if I can give up soda for a year, all sodas, not just caffeinated ones, that's including Sprite, Sierra Mist, ginger ale, if I give up all soda for a year, she will play a game of Magic the Gathering with me. And I think she's awesome for actually even entertaining this notion, but it's going to be an interesting year.
What's her name?
Whitney.
Whitney, if you're listening. White or green deck?
Yeah, I honestly think she would be
I
better.
agree.
I think she would be better with blue, because she is like a strategy like master.
If you can get used to the mechanics quick enough, blues are really good.
True. So, but the thing is, when we play Uno, and I know that's a world of difference between Magic the Gathering and
I
Uno.
know everybody. I just played Uno. Let's go ahead and play Magic. It's gonna be the same.
But no, listen to me. When she plays Uno, she plays mind games with you. She gets in your head with Uno, and she messes with you. She is a master. I don't think I've ever won a single honest game of Uno with her. She's crazy, man.
Poker face.
I don't have a poker face. Poker face. Are we officially out of things to talk
And
about?
now I'm gonna slap him in the face.
No.
All right. Yeah.
But
all right,
I was going to talk a little bit about cubicles, but I think we'll save that for next time because if I get on cubicles, I'm not going to be able to stop.
Yeah, I don't think we have 4 hours.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead. Let's find another one.
That's a preview for next episode. But also, I've sent an email, and I kind of want to give a shout out here because I'm going to send him the video just to know that I'm serious about this. I've sent an email to Jim Bonacci, and if I've mispronounced that, I'm sorry. But he is the creator of a website, TotalJerkface.com. He has a sandbox-esque free-to-play game on there called Happy Wheels. And a little bit of a disclaimer, Happy Wheels is extremely dark and evil, very violent, and kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Sociopathic, maybe? But anyway, Happy Wheels is a very deeply involved physics simulator.
Morbid.
Very morbid, yes. You've seen it, haven't you? Have you played it?
I think I messed with it for like 5 seconds.
But the thing that's interesting to me about Happy Wheels is that it's got a very wide user-created level system, and there's seriously like thousands and thousands of user-created levels, and a lot of them are just terrible, but some of them do really, really cool stuff, and it reminds me a little bit of, and I wanted to ask you about this, the simulated processors in Minecraft. Have you read the articles about these crazy things?
Yes.
Yeah, amazing. I mean, I have a colleague at Georgia Southern that actually thinks it's the beginning of artificial intelligence. And she never clarified that, but I thought it was an interesting idea. Is that kind of...
I think my eye's twitching.
Yeah, well, I might go into that a little bit later. But anyway, one of the users in Happy Wheels created a fully functioning game of Hangman using the game's mechanics. And it's all hidden behind a screen, but it kind of resembled in a lot of ways the calculator that was created in Little Big Planet. Did you hear about that? So the reason I've contacted Jim and the reason I'm trying to email him is because I want to interview the guy and I want to talk to him because he's created a system very much like these physics simulators that could potentially produce these calculations and these processors just because it's such an evolved like physics system. Even though it's morbid and terrible, there's a lot of really interesting things you could do with it. If you would just implement a Redstone-esque power system that has like the on-off switches.
Everything to be compared to Minecraft.
Unfortunately, I think of everything in terms of Minecraft lately. Have you been doing that?
So everything comes down to, like, if you're going to play a first-person shooter, oh, it's got to be compared to Call of Duty. Play anything else, oh, it's got to be compared to Minecraft.
Sadly, I compare things more to Far Cry today than Call of Duty. Because I just think Far Cry is that good.
The first one, people.
Far Cry 2. No, I like Far Cry 2.
Oh, he says 2.
I like Far Cry 2. Why do you hate 2 so much?
So it's not that. See, it's like ODST from Halo.
Ew.
If it didn't have the word Halo in front of it, it might have been different.
ODST was bad.
I actually enjoyed ODST.
You liked ODST?
Well, you like Far Cry 2, so what's wrong with you?
Far Cry 2 is awesome. That's the key difference.
The point is, had it been a different name, it would have been a much better game. But people were expecting it to be just like the first Far Cry. So
I just like the open-ended first-person shooter mechanics of it. It's so refreshing after being so constrained in Call of Duty for so long, where it's just you're practically going down a tunnel all the time.
Oh, since we're speaking about games, I hate GameTrailers.com.
Why do you hate game trailers?
They did a couple awards for what they figured were the best things of E3. So they did the best multiplayer game of E3.
Let me guess, Call of Duty.
No. This is what... Tell me... Alright. So the nominees were Battlefield 3, Modern Warfare 3,
Wait a minute, they're not even out yet.
Uncharted 3. This is the best
it's
of E3.
Sorry, I'm stupid. Don't
Uncharted
listen to me.
3 and Gears of War 3. A lot of threes there. And Uncharted 3 beat it
For multiplayer?
for multiplayer. Beat Battlefield 3.
I can see the rage in
I'm
your
like,
eyes.
okay, all right, that's fine. Then they did the best PC game of E3. Nominees were, let's see, Battlefield 3,
Ew.
Skyrim, which, you know, I
You
kinda
were
thought-
rooting for Skyrim.
I was actually still rooting for Battlefield 3.
Really? Okay, go
or
ahead.
Skyrim. Bioshock Infinite,
I'm excited about Bioshock.
and some other game. But anyway, the point is that Bioshock Infinite won, and that was not a well thought out decision.
Why would you say that? I would actually have thought it was a good idea.
Because the problem that they've 2K Games has kind of already proven with past games is that anytime they do a PC version of something that's already on all the consoles, it's completely consoleized. It has issues galore, and it just seems to mimic the control system that the consoles have.
Yeah.
And now, granted, Bioshock Infinite looks fantastic. It looks like a great game. But to beat a game like Battlefield 3, which is specifically being developed for the PC,
For PC.
first, then they backtrack to the consoles.
I would think that if you wanted to have a PC game, best PC game, I mean, wouldn't you want to pick stuff that was PC only? Do they even have that anymore? I
They
mean,
do,
it just seems
here and
kind of
there.
lame to have like best PC game and they're all consoleized.
And yeah, I mean, that's the other problem, too. I mean, that's the reason why I would choose Battlefield 3 in the first place, because at least I know it was made for the PC first.
It's like PC optimized.
So what do we got? We got one more left? or-
Actually, I other than the action
we
office,
should
and
have one
cubicles-
more one.
Let me see. I think we talked about
Looking at the sheet.
looking at the sheet. Yeah. No, I think we pretty much covered everything. We didn't talk about board games as much as I thought we would, but because I mean that's just his email address, totaljerkface@gmail.com, where I emailed him. So yeah, that's
Board
pretty much
games.
everything. Yeah, I'm getting into board games now. I liked Mousetrap, but I never actually played the game. Did you?
Yeah, of course I did. You
Oh.
never played Mousetrap?
No, I just built the thing. I never played. No one I know has ever played the game Mousetrap. They just build the thing and run it.
Well, anyway, if you guys are looking for some good board games / card games, some good ones to get into or try is Rook. It's a really fun game. Kind of like a mix between Uno and Spit.
I might need to run that one by Whitney.
It's pretty fun. It's pretty fun. Another one would be Slam, which is Scrabble on crack. Essentially, it's made by the same people that do Scrabble, but it's a card game, and you just have to spell. It's got 4 cards laying in the center, and you just have to spell words with those. It's pretty cool. I'm trying to think of a bunch of other ones. Apples to Apples, if you haven't tried it.
That game is fun. I enjoyed it.
If you
when I
have a
played it.
load of money and are willing to get into a new version of crack, that would be Magic the Gathering.
Yeah, I'm
Crack the Gathering.
I'm looking at the cost of just getting 2 decks built, 2 functional decks, and I'm like, good lord.
Why don't you just buy a starter deck? They're like $12.
Yeah, I mean, but I don't want to play with a starter deck. It just feels so
Well, no,
new.
that's why you get the starter deck, and then you buy a couple
And then you buy
packs,
expansions.
and then you build a deck off that. You don't always have to do that. Now, I mean, if you're truly interested, people, a booster box of the core set, the nuke set coming out, is $100. That's a
It
lot
would
of
be
money.
really cool to have it, though. I
It
mean,
would
I
be.
looked at it.
It would be, but you got to be. This is not a really good time to buy a bunch of
When I got a kid on the way,
frivolous.
I mean, last thing I want to say to my wife is that, hey, I just spent $100 on little pieces of cardboard. I just don't think that would work out very well for me. But my strategy is, like I told you earlier, I'm going to sell a bunch of comic books and novels back from graduate school days, and I'm just going to reinvest that money. So I'll probably buy a starter deck or 2, a bunch of expansions, because I just don't have any land, and I got to get some land
I'm
going.
just gonna sell my soul.
There you go. That's probably what you got. Or sell your second-born, the rights to your second-born. I almost lost the rights to my firstborn in a poker game.
Doesn't work that way.
Anyway,
Thanks for tuning in, guys. Have a wonderful, wonderful Wednesday.
my neck is going to hurt
Thursday.
so bad in the morning.
We'll be back on next Wednesday for our next show.